Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to the SATS show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Today is Stack Thursday. I hope you guys have had a great week so far. We made it past Wednesday. We're at Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Weekend's coming right up, so hope you guys have some nice plans. What up, Leonard? Let's go. Thanks for stacking that like, Leonard, on the way in, and for helping me mod this wild bunch of Bitcoin people. Just kidding. So yesterday I watched the replay and the intro music was too loud. Now I changed my whole setup around, so let's try some new things. I incorporated some music into the episode, so we're slow and steady making changes to the show to make it more entertaining, more fun, and yeah. So we got special effects now. We got some sounds in here. We got the live studio audience in full effect. What up, live studio audience? Round of applause. Round of applause from the live studio audience. Yeah. All right, we got a soundboard. It's working. So let's get on with the show. Guys. Today, what up, Jason? Let's go. Round of applause for Jason from the live studio audience. All right. That's awesome. All right. So let's get things going. Thanks for tuning in. So today we're gonna do what we do every Monday through Friday. We're gonna stack some SATs. But before we get into it, the first order of business is. Oh yeah, we got some music in here now. SATS Strength Index. Let's go. All right. Yeah, we got some music now. All right. So the first thing we like to check when we start our show is how many Satoshis you can buy for $1. So we get a constant reminder that as they print more dollars and dilute the purchasing power of the dollar, you will be able to buy less and less Satoshis for $1. So right now, today, Thursday, you can buy 3,713 Satoshis with a single dollar. All right. There we go. So that gets us, that is the SATS Strength Index, I guess. Let me turn off this music back here. There we go. All right. A lot of stuff happening. I'm my own producer and everything, so it gets a little wild. Here we go. Today, our little bit of knowledge, what we like to call the why we stack segment of the show. We're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin for somebody that maybe hasn't had too much experience with it, and it's an opportunity for me to teach a little bit about Bitcoin, not to overwhelm you, but just to kind of inspire you to hopefully pick up a book, listen to a podcast, listen to an audiobook, watch some YouTube videos on Bitcoin, and get more informed. Okay, today's topic, as you saw in the thumbnail, is distractions. Right? So distractions that are all around us. Like, I know politics is crazy. I used to watch a lot of TV and was super into all the politics. But then I realized it's not good for me. It's just it's a way to keep you distracted from what's happening around you. If the status quo can figure out a way to keep you busy by working extra hard because they're making your purchasing power lower, so you have to work harder to buy the same things you need just to live, just to survive, right? And distracting you by putting you against each other, putting you against even your own family, even your old friends that you used to get along with. Maybe you don't get along with them anymore because politics or you guys have different views on something. And it's everything in social media, it seems, is there to divide us, to make us think less of each other based on a political opinion, preference, a thing you like to do, right? And all that is just so that you can you don't have time to, or it's more entertaining to see those kinds of things, or to pick a side, right? They want you to pick a side. They want you to pick a side on a political issue, on on a divisive issue, so that you put out your voice about it, right? And as soon as you do that, you develop what's called a consistency bias, where because you have publicly stated your position on a topic or a view that you might not have had the full information on before you voiced that opinion. Since you've done it publicly, now it's even harder to be receptive to new information that could possibly change your opinion or change your point of view, right? Because you've already come out publicly and said something that it's really difficult to take back. It's really difficult to take back because it's hard to admit that we're wrong, right? Sometimes it's just difficult to admit that you're wrong, or that we're wrong, or that I'm wrong. So you'll continue down the path that maybe is not the right path. And here I'm not making any kind of statements that you are or are not on the right path. I'm just saying be aware of what I guess the status quo would like you to be distracted, right? So that you don't have the time to do a little research into how the money system works, into how the money steals, into how the dollar steals from you, into how any kind of government money will steal from you, right? So you don't have the time to look up and do the research, right? They want to trick you and tell you that Bitcoin is bad and Bitcoin burns a lot of electricity and does all these bad things, but that's just things that they're telling you so that you don't take the time to learn about it. Because as soon as you learn about it, as soon as you start to understand it, it gets more and more difficult to not want to be in it, right? So that's the tidbit for today. That is I went a little longer than I thought I was going to go, but that is the little bit of Bitcoin information I wanted to share with you today, and hopefully you find that inspiring to even just go out and try to listen to maybe a podcast about Bitcoin today, or grab an audiobook or something, right? And like I said, I think yesterday, a really good one that I highly recommend. It's short, it's not too bad. It's called Inventing Bitcoin. It's a super cool book. It takes you step by step through the process of creating Bitcoin and what each part of it does, how mining connects to it. It's just amazing. Like I already had a ton of hours studying Bitcoin and learning about it, and I had a pretty good idea of how the mining worked, but this book made it super clear how mining works, how the whole thing works, how all of Bitcoin works, right? And then once you're done with that book, I'm gonna recommend another book. Right after you read that book or listen to that book, check out the Bitcoin Standard. It kind of dovetails right into it. Like the first book, Inventing Bitcoin, will teach you how Bitcoin was created and why it was created, and then the Bitcoin Standard kind of shows you how our current monetary system works, the economy, and how Bitcoin fits into that to fix a bunch of issues that we don't even realize are issues because we're so distracted with other things like politics and stuff. I'm not against any kind of recreational stuff, any kind of activities and hobbies. Just take a little time to learn about your money. Okay, remember, you're exchanging your life for You've essentially, if you're employed, you've agreed that your life is worth X amount per hour or per month or per week, however your salary works out. And you're exchanging that life force for economic energy in the form of dollars, right? But when you take that economic energy and you save it in the bank as dollars, inflation eats away at that. So it's actually stealing your life force, right? So that's why we save in Bitcoin. That's why we stack SATs. And that is the wrap for the Why We Stack segment. Round of applause from the live studio audience. All right. Next segment of the show is let's see if I got the right music here. It's time for the stack recap. I feel like an evil genius over here. Like an evil character in a movie when I laugh like that. Okay. So yesterday, we were below. Well, let me explain real quick in case you're new or watching the show for the first time. Our DCA strategy for the show is we buy $5 each day at a minimum, Monday through Friday. But if our overall average buy price is below the current price of Bitcoin, then we buy twice as much. We buy $10 worth. Okay. So today, right now, our average buy price is $26,877, and the current BTC price is $26,945. That means that tonight we'll be buying $10 worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so $10 worth of Bitcoin is what we're doing tonight because we are below our average buy price. The price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price. So we're gonna buy twice as much because it's cheaper than we've been able to get it so far based on the average. Okay. If you have any questions at any point during the show, feel free to put it in the chat and I will answer those questions. What did Leonard say? It's more. Yeah, Leonard, it's so true, dude. And we're gonna do the Stack Sats segment in a little bit next. We're gonna do the Stack Sats segment next. I need to monitor the chat a little bit better so I can get feedback when we're doing the little ramp piece, the orange pill piece. Yes, it is more sinister than that. I just don't want to go crazy and sound like a conspiracy theorist because the point of this episode is not to scare anybody. The point of this show is to ease people into the idea that yeah, it's bad out there, right? But we're letting you have it one little nugget at a time, and eventually it's going to pique your interest and you're going to do the research for yourself and find out, and it's going to be crazy. Okay. But yes, it's a lot more sinister than that. It's like basically we've been like on the Matrix, the machines converted people into batteries for electrical energy. Well, in this case, in the world today, humanity is essentially converted into economic batteries. Okay. We're being used for our productivity and robbed of our savings, right? Anyway, but we think we're free, right? But we think we're free, and that's what sucks. Is that how free are we, right? Anyway, I don't want to go into that kind of. I don't want to be sad. I don't want to get sad, but you know where that's going. We'll get a little bit more deep into it once our audience gets a little bit bigger and we have more of a overall, I guess, maturing of the audience, right? But for now, I want to keep it super basic and just stack sats, show how it's possible, and let people understand that you don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin at once. You can buy sats and work your way towards a Bitcoin. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're gonna do. What do we do next? Are we doing the next segment already? Yes, we are doing the next segment already, and that is. It's time. It's time to stack some sats. Let's go. $10 worth today because we're below the average buy price. Sorry, so our Bitcoin is above our average buy price, so we're buying $10 worth today. Okay. Let me knock that out real quick. So we can pull the track a little bit. At the market value, right? Jason, we're doing the market value this time. Okay. $10.30. Going in. Buy is in. And we got filled at lowest music. And let's update the spreadsheet. Okay. So we got filled at, I'll write this down before I forget. 26,959, 26,959.87. And that was today. Oh yeah, it's already June. It's June 1st. Happy June, guys. 6/1/23. 6/1/23, and since we're doing since we're doing two buys, I'm just gonna split it up here. So how much did we actually end up spending here? $10.24. So that's 5.12. Okay, and that yielded us what was that? 38, another 38. So what was it here? 19, 0.00019 and 0.00019. So we basically split it up. We got, whoa. Oh, that's funny. There we go. So that's how many sats we have now in the oh, look at that, we're our spreadsheet's getting to our spreadsheet's getting bigger. So let me just zoom in a little bit. There we go. So the spreadsheet still fits. Okay, so we bought $10 worth at this price, and what did that do to our average? Okay, let's go to that. Let's go to our actual to the spreadsheet to the trading view and see where we're at on that. Okay, here we go. So let's add our buy. We bought at We bought at 26,959, 26,959.87, and we bought on the 1st of June $10.24. Okay, so that brought us. Okay, there we go. So where'd that go? Way up here. Yep, that's fine. Okay, now let's see what it did to our average. So first we got to move our average out of the way. So we were at 26,877. So we'll make this one 26,777. $877, 26,877. So this is our previous one before the buy today, and after today's buy, our average went to 26,889. So it went up a little bit, right? Yep. It just bumped up a little bit from here to there. So not bad at all. Okay. Overall, even though, so I want to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see all of our buys so far. Okay. Those are all of our buys. These two buys on here are saving us from that was an expensive buy, but in the end, guys, I know it looks like it's a lot of movement there, but this whole range is not even that bad. This whole range is what? Let's see. The whole range is like about 10%, almost 10%. Right? In the world of crypto, it's not a big deal. In the world of Bitcoin, it's not a big deal. Anyway, okay. So that's where we're at on the chart. Let's bring it back to the main. Let's bring it back to the browser. So I'll just a real quick recap. All that is set. There it is. Take notes. We are actually 10% up. Yes, winning. We're 10% up, guys. We've spent $71.34 on the show and accumulated 265,000 satoshis. And at the current price of Bitcoin, that is valued at $71.42. It just went up a little bit. So we are actually up 0.11%. Woo! All right. So we're gonna keep the show rolling, and yeah, that's kind of how we roll around here, guys. Hope you guys are digging the show so far. We made the buy, we stacked, stacking accomplished. What up, Carl? Good to see you in here, Carl. Thanks again for tuning in and helping me boost up the numbers. Yeah, let's go. Let's go 10%, right? I wish. It's a start. Yeah. It's a start. Of course, guys, like the whole point is for us to just let somebody that's new to Bitcoin imagine what it's like to save in Bitcoin, right? I know, like right now, with the debt ceiling getting raised, they said, mark my words, they said the debt ceiling won't need to get raised again until 2025. Okay. Right. So they don't plan to raise the debt ceiling again until 2025. But the way they spend money, I wouldn't be surprised if they have to raise it again before 2025. Okay. Right. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like even that piece, right? If you look up what raising the debt ceiling really means, it's incredible, right? There's a series on YouTube. It's put together by a guy who's like trying to sell you like gold and silver, but it still has a great explanation of how money is created, right? Between the Federal Reserve and like the Treasury, right? And how they sell bonds, and anyway, and how it's just like cyclical, and it's like a never ending thing where like as they sell bonds, like the interest on those bonds creates the interest on those bonds is a promise of money for buying the bonds, right? But the way they're doing it, the interest is always going to keep growing and growing. So your debt has to keep growing and growing in order for there to be enough money in existence to even pay back the debt. Like there's not enough money in existence to pay back the debt. So that's why they have to keep raising the debt ceiling. And it's called the hidden secrets of money. If you look up the hidden secrets of money, I can't remember which episode it is, but there's like maybe episode 5. They talk about how money is created, how inflation works, and all that stuff. And it's a really cool series. You guys should check it out if you have time. It's like I think it's maybe 10 or 11 episodes, maybe 12 episodes, but episode 5 or 6, the one that talks about like how money is created, that one is cool. But if you have the time, watch the whole series, right? Just to listen to them when they tell you to buy gold. Gold is you can buy gold, but it's not as good as buying Bitcoin, because gold, you have to hold it, you have to save it, you have to store it, right? They can confiscate it from you. They can you have to protect it. They can what is it called? Seize it from you. Put a link in this. You're right. You know what? You're right, Jason. I'm going to put a link in the description to the Hidden Secrets of Money, the episode that I want you to watch. It's a cool episode. And I've been watching this series with my kids. Let's just keep going. I've been watching this series with my kids. It's called The Tuttle Twins. Okay. this awesome guy and his team put together an animation that explains like politics and mostly like economic theories and freedom and property rights and the rights of a person. It's called the Tuttle Twins. It's a free series, right? You just gotta sign up for the app, but the app is free and the series is free. They're halfway through their second season, right? But season one episode like 7 or 6 is an episode called The Inflation Monster, and it does such a good job of explaining inflation that it's easy for even kids to understand it. So like watch it with your kids and educate yourself, educate them would be fantastic. But what I'm saying is it's such a good series, and it's entertaining and it's funny for the kids, and it makes it easier for you to understand, for even adults to understand the concepts, because they're so well explained. And episode, I think 3 or 4 of season 2, they actually talk about Bitcoin specifically. It's like a Bitcoin episode. So that's a really good episode. It's like 20-30 minutes, and yeah, dude, Carl, it's amazing. You know what the most proud moment for me, well, not the most, but a proud moment for me was I had been explaining inflation to my oldest son for like I've been orange pilling my oldest son for like about a month, and explaining inflation to him, right? And I must have explained inflation to him like maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 times, right? And he sounded like he kind of got it, but after like the 3rd or 4th, 5th time, I think he had it. I think he understood it, what it meant. And then we got to the inflation monster episode, and they're going through the whole thing. They're setting up the episode, and you see where they're going, and one of the characters decides to print more. In this case, they're doing like tickets, like at a carnival. So this person's printing more tickets at a carnival, and then it ends up costing more tickets to buy a prize, because that person is inflating the tickets, right? And while the episode is going, and before they called it inflation in the episode, and my oldest son was like, "Hey, that's inflation," and I was like, "Oh yes, you totally understand it. Score!" I was like, "Woo!" Shout out for him. So I was like, proud moment, and stoked that he gets it. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let's wrap it up, guys. Let's wrap it up. See if I can get this song going. Thanks again for tuning in, boys. I really appreciate it. This is super fun. We'll be back here tomorrow, 8:15, to once again stack SATS. And before we go, remember, hey, stack SATS every day. Add those links into the chat real quick before I put them in the description, so I don't forget what they are. First, I'm gonna do the Tuttle Twins. Tuttle Twins children. Where is it? Angel.com. I think it's like a religious channel, but adding it to the chat, and I will add it to the description. If you're watching this later, it'll be in the description. So that's Tuttle Twins. And let me find the hidden secrets of money. So it's like something Malone is the guy's name. Hidden secrets of money. It's a whole playlist. The guy's name is Mike Maloney. But the specific episode, I'm gonna put the whole playlist here. You guys watch the playlist, but the one I'm specifically referring to, where it shows you how the money is created and how we have more debt than we'll be able to pay with the current existing money, is It's episode 5. Where does money come from? Oh man, I'm gonna go rewatch that. Gets me pumped. Put that in the chat real quick. There it is. So is this show at 8:15 every night? Jason, yes, I'm gonna try to do 8:15 every night. Except on Wednesdays, I might be a little bit late because of the fish hour show. So as soon as I wrap up fish hour, I'll jump in here and we'll do the stack. All right, Jason, Leonard, Carl, you guys rock. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for hanging out with me today. And to my lurker, round of applause for my lurker. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you don't want to chat, it's cool. I appreciate the watch time. All right, guys have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.